Hey everyone, this is Mr. and Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim here.
And we have a special episode for you. Caleb has an episode about Islam on his financial audit channel, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
this channel talks about going through people's finances, kind of like Dave Ramsey style, and like doing a financial audit, like telling them where they went wrong. This one ended up talking about Islam, our favorite topic. This guy he's an Arab from Iraq, and he married this girl who's a convert. I think they live in California, right? San Diego?
Right, they live in San Diego.
Yeah, so she has a very interesting view of Islam. Let's just say that. All right, let's get into it.
So I'm assuming we're in the Muslim area of religion.
Muslim area, yes.
Is that right?
It's not an era. No, it's
area,
not
because there's also, there's like Sheik and no. What am I thinking of? Nah,
Sheik.
I don't practice them, but when you get into the mountains, it gets a little exciting.
The Buddhist monks?
No, not even Buddhism. There was this one guy in high school. We all used to call him a terrorist.
It wasn't me, right?
He wasn't.
So if you're not familiar with this guy, he's a bit aggressive, let's say. Aggressive, confrontational, crude.
He'll talk shit to your face. He will literally make fun of you to your face.
Yeah. So you're gonna see that he makes a lot of jokes about, make a lot of jabs at them. But the guests are cool in a way. At least the guy, he takes it like a champ, and he's a very American Muslim. You'll see that he's very different. Like he looks super religious, but he's one of those guys that like kind of has his cake and eats it too, right?
His faces he makes too, and he goes, "Huh."
Yeah.
He's like, it's very, very funny.
Yeah. And his wife, interestingly, she seems like she doesn't want to take any accountability for the situation, and she's mostly just blaming him. Like she's like, "You're the reason we're here." But like later on, we're not going to get into that part. But if you do end up watching the full episode, you'll see what happens. They both have a lot of blame in this situation, financial situation. But anyways, let's stick to this. Yep.
Also, he's the first part of this video, first like 20 minutes or so. They just talk about Islam, but I also have some opinions on why I think she converted, why I think she got with this guy. So
we can get into that too.
In a bit. Yeah.
Pretty peaceful religion.
I mean, they're all peaceful if you think about it.
Are you saying that we're not peaceful?
Statistically, it's of the least currently practiced ones. I'm not saying you guys aren't. I'm sure I know the vast majority are. But if we have to pull a stereotype out of
we're gonna go into that, Caleb.
I'm not trying to go into it. I wasn't saying that. I was just like, I didn't know if you were Muslim or one of the other ones that sometimes looks Muslim but isn't Muslim. But you are Muslim.
Yes, I am Muslim.
Okay, actually, I make fun of all stereotypes here, but I'm not freaking out about anything. I'm not accusing you.
We're here because of him. Okay.
Well, that's great, but I have a question about you. You've been engaged 3 times. How do the Muslims feel about that? Of your parents?
Okay,
I feel like they wouldn't be so happy.
Okay, so first, I want to say, at face value, I honestly thought she was Pakistani, from the way she wears her hijab.
Yeah.
And I was so confused at first because I'm like, first of all, her and him, this all like just looking at both of them, this doesn't make any sense that he would be her.
Yeah.
She just looks like a babushka here or something. But the engaged 3 times thing, I was seriously math meme with this. I'm like, 3 times, and she looks Pakistani, and her culture doesn't accept this, and so she's actually a Filipino / white. She's mixed Filipino white convert. So I just wanted to tell everybody that.
Yeah, you're right. Like how he looks versus how she looks doesn't really add up. You had a theory about this too, which I think makes sense. That something's wrong with the community. Like if this guy's struggling to find someone, and there's probably reasons for that. It's not just women that struggle; men in the Muslim community struggle too to get married.
Yeah. So he's Iraqi Arab living in the U.S. Good-looking guy here, and he's with her. Single mom. I mean, I was a single mom too,
she's a
but
single mom.
I don't think this is a single mom that has much of value to bring into a new marriage. You know, she's been engaged 3 times, and she's going to talk about her son who was from this relationship. Doesn't even sound like she knows who the father is. But anyways, the fact that this guy hooked up with her and agreed to marry her, and obviously he has papers and everything. He's an American citizen. He was in the Navy and everything. I'm just wondering what the hell's going on with this community that this guy, looking the way that he does, can't get married. But we're going to find out too, as we watch a little bit more, what's going on with him as well. That kind of might make him not the best candidate for an Arab girl.
Yeah. And in terms of her, you know, as soon as she said, I'm a convert, I was like, oh, you're one of those troubled ones. And then it was like, yeah, like, you know, this history, single mom, you know, all of this baggage. Like, why is it that these people become Muslim? Like, well, one is to find a guy like this. And apparently, I don't know if they implied that she converted because of him. She said she denies it, but she became Muslim after talking to him, I think. I think that's what they said. We'll see if that's true.
Especially Brett.
No, I think with her conversion, that's a very sketchy story, and she stumbles and fumbles to tell this story accurately, which makes me think she's lying. I think she probably did convert for him, but she's like, no, it was before. And I was like, yeah, right. You probably learned, oh, wait a second. In Islam, you're supposed to get married and you're not supposed to prolong marriage. And, you know, the woman gets to stay at home and the guy is supposed to provide. Oh, I'm a single mom. You know, perfect. I've had 3 failed engagements. This is a great religion. She went religion shopping and found out that there's some ways to elevate her life here, her economic status.
Or wedlock.
Well, I wasn't always Muslim. I was actually raised Catholic. Well, not
you
Catholic,
converted
Christian.
to Muslim.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little more rare in Western culture.
Not actually.
It is, but
okay.
I love it. I love being Muslim.
Sure. Why? What are the perks? What are the benefits that come?
Salvation.
God. Do you see the way sorry.
Yeah.
Did you see the way her eyes went to the side? She's like, oh shit, what are the perks?
She struggled, right? It was like a bit of a,
she's not reaping the perks from this particular marriage so far. So
okay. The overall big religion.
Yes.
Okay. So
because it's the truth, my friend.
Okay, so it's more the what comes later you like. It's not the now thing.
No, definitely the now too. I always like growing up as a child. I always questioned the Bible, and so like
but I don't question the Quran.
Of course,
I think question everything. Well, I don't think you're allowed to question the Quran, especially as a woman.
No, definitely not.
I mean, come on.
No,
let's be honest.
it's not that. No, Islam is probably the most like feminist, most religion there is. Like very much protective of.
Yes, it is certainly. Middle Eastern countries that are most well known for their feminism and freedom for women.
I like how he actually knows something. Like usually in a show like this, where someone makes a comment like this, they'll just accept it and they'll just move on and they won't push back. But this guy cares about his Western values. He cares about his he cares about people saying the right thing on his show, which is amazing. I'm impressed. He actually knows an above average amount compared to most people. He makes a few mistakes, but he's pretty on par here with this point being wrong.
Yeah, and that's what makes this particular episode so interesting for people like us, because the average person would not be able to respond in the way that he does because they don't know. Like you said, they'll just accept it and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, and he's like, based on what? Most feminists based on what? Cares about women based on what? And he's not afraid to bring up, you know, what happens in the Middle East, how women are treated, what the Quran says, and and as far as her, she's like, it's the most feminist religion. You clearly did not do enough research, which most converts don't.
Let's see how she defends it.
Me included in this. Okay. I did not do this extreme deep dive into the sources and everything before I converted to. That all comes later when you start to learn this through being in a community, being around people, learning things from other people. So
go Caleb. Like as an ex-Muslim, I'm like so happy to see this. Like he actually this being challenged. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
It is.
The Middle East.
If they're practicing Islam, yes.
So you're saying they're all practicing it incorrectly everywhere, including Mecca?
I mean, if they're oppressing people, of course, yeah.
Then they're doing it correctly?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know. I don't live there. So.
Listen, I wasn't even trying to talk Islam. I was just trying to go off of your engagements. And
they're going to do the whole no true Scotsman. Well, no, those are not proper Muslims. The ones in Mecca, they're not proper Muslims. The ones in Iran, they're not proper Muslims. The ones in the Middle East, they're not proper Muslims. Proper Muslims don't oppress women. Well, apparently, even though the more Muslim you are, the more the worse you treat women, apparently. But like, you got to love these American Muslims. Like, I wish more Muslims were like American Muslims, like them, that they don't believe in beating women, but they're kind of stuck because the religion teaches that, right? So they're like, kind of like cognitive dissonance times 10, right? Like that's what I want. I want more Muslims to be like them, to not be fundamentalist, to not, say, no, I'm proud of the fact that Islam, like he's going to go, I think he even mentions apostasy law. They're like, no, it doesn't. Like, this is great. Like we need more Muslim. Of course, if they argue with the actual proper Muslim that knows the stuff, they'll lose the debate. If they debate with an ISIS member, they'll lose the debate. It's just no way to win a debate against what the Quran and the Sunnah actually teach, unfortunately. But you got to hand it to them for trying to have the cake and eat it too, right?
Yeah, and she clearly didn't do her research on how women are treated. Yeah. Even in terms of where her husband is from, like, hello, Iraq just lowered the age of marriage to 9 or something. Yeah, they're not known for progressive women's rights over there.
Yeah, neither are the actual teachings progressive at all. Like,
So yeah, exactly.
I didn't know you converted, but I mean to say that. The Middle East is the most feminist part of the world. It's curious.
Well, she didn't say the Middle East is the most feminist.
She did.
No, she said Islam,
of which the Middle East is the home of.
Yes.
I mean, Indonesia is the most populated Muslim country, obviously, but the core where it spread from in their colonization efforts was from the Middle East.
Colonization efforts.
Well, all religions colonize, absolutely. This is one of the more recent ones.
I mean, Indonesia and even the Philippines at one point, I mean, that was by Muslim traders, right? They just went over there.
Yeah, sure. But when you pushed into Africa, and especially Spain.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there was an empire. There was an empire. All right.
There was an empire and the Christians did it back. All bad. Not a big crusade guy. I don't really like killing in the name of religion. Either way.
No, yeah.
But you're telling me women are more free?
Amazing. Like this is what you call, like he's pushing back with facts. Like the Muslim guy pushed back and said, no, Islam spread by peace and trade. He's like, well, what about those other cases, right? Like Spain and whatever. And he had to admit, Islam has been, and I mean, everybody knows this, Islam spread by the sword, right? I mean, it also spread by those other ways. But of course, a big part of it was jihad.
Right.
Jihad is a huge part of Islam, and no one can deny that.
There's a video about this from Yasser Qadi too, where he literally says, guys, Islam was not spread through like peace and love. It was literally spread by the sword. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
And we're proud of that.
Yeah, and we're proud of that. Like, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
In Islam than any other religion?
I mean, I feel like.
Listen, I'm convert to Islam. I don't care. Islam's fine. I don't have a problem with Islam as a whole. But when you come here and you say it is the best religion, most feminist religion for women, you're gonna lose me here based on everything we see in the literal world.
I mean, it's
with the most theocratic regimes being Islamic right now,
Islamist,
with the least freedoms for women and most violence against women than any other countries.
I think that's all because of media portrayal. I don't genuinely believe.
Oh my God.
It's because of media portrayal. Has
This
this
is
woman ever
literally
left like America? Like, has she ever traveled to the Middle East?
this this is the sanitized version. This is what she's been like fed and
Disneyland is found.
indoctrinated with as a convert. The media, the media, the media, the media. Well, the media also shows what's been happening over in Iran, what's been happening over in these other countries. I don't think that this is not something that's not happening.
Yeah, you don't need to even go by media. You can like actually go on Facebook and read people's stories from over there. You can actually travel to those countries too. So she's in massive denial here. I mean, this is the thing about like America, right? Like America has a very strong sort of way of kind of the values in America are very, very strong, right? They're pushed onto people, or the people actually that live in America tend to adopt the values of America. So they have adopted American values without even realizing it. And so she's taking this American Western values and projecting it onto Islam. And this is what happens when people like her, Muslims I know as well, that grew up in Canada, they went to Egypt and they hated it. Like, we're talking about Egypt, right? We're talking about how I lived in Egypt. I lived in Egypt for like 6 months, and I was always surprised to hear about my Muslim friends that went to Egypt before me. They're like, we didn't like it there. I'm like, why not? It's a Muslim country, right? They're like, it's just not the same, right? There's like a lot of things, it wasn't nice, right? I mean, now again, there are good Muslim countries too that are actually, again, like UAE, but then UAE is again more progressive, right?
Right.
It's not like, for example, living in some backwater town in Saudi Arabia where my friend, my born Muslim friend went there to teach English, and his wife couldn't even wear a colored hijab, right? Because everyone wears black. All the women wear black over there. So she got a culture shock, even as a Muslim woman from Canada. She couldn't dress up. She had to like dress down like crazy. And that was hard for her. So a lot of these people are just in denial, right? Unfortunately, if you don't know much about the world, you're buying into this religion. You're gonna get sold a scam.
Yeah, and you know what too? This time of the year, Ramadan, what do you see advertisements for? Giving zakat where? Your local community? No. They're giving all their zakat to these international organizations that are in these countries on the ground. Why? Not because it's better over there. It's not better over there. That's why they need so much aid and help.
Yeah, that's true as well, which is why I kind of gave the UAE example, where there's like, there are rich countries too, but even then,
those are so few in comparison to the rest.
And I would argue, some people might say it's because of imperialism and this and that. We can grant a point that there is that argument to be made as well, but there's also the argument that Muslim countries are behind because of theocracy, because of putting dogma ahead of science, because of not believing in evolution and not accepting the way the world works, and sacrificing every year for Ramadan. Like all of that, we have videos on the channel where we looked at those places like Mauritania, where these people, they live in huts and they're reading Quran 24/7. Like, how is that helping the society get ahead? How is that helping the people? It's not. They're just memorizing this useless old book. So there's a cost to that, right? As a society, it adds up over the years. And so Jewish cultures tend to be, interested in innovation and, like science and technology. And that's why Jews win a bunch of Nobel Prizes, even more than an average American does, right? Why is that? Because the culture is very progressive in terms of this ways, and Islamic culture is not. So, I mean, Islamic culture changes, but at the same time, there's always that like pull towards, fundamentalism.
Type of
what?
Yes, it's media.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that they are portraying these countries in a certain light, and that.
So when women had a lot,
even talks like that in certain light, like girl, like it's like the stereotypical like California girl, right?
And this is a fresh convert too. She's only been a Muslim for a little while, so she really, what she knows is what she's been fed, and what she's been fed is not representative of the truth and all Muslims in reality.
lot of freedom under an oppressive regime that was Western focused, dictatorship in Iran. Don't get me wrong, not perfect, not purely defending Western, or Christian, or anti-Muslim. That's not what I'm doing here. But when they had that, women could go to school, women could work, women could go outside without wearing the outfit.
You're talking about Iran?
Iran, yeah, Iran.
So women don't work or go to school there? Check your facts, Caleb.
You think they have the same freedoms they had before it became a theocratic regime?
Well, by freedom, what is your definite? That women can go out naked or what?
Naked? How about just not wearing the outfit without getting beaten and
they
locked
get
up?
beaten and locked up if they don't wear
morality police? Yes.
Oh, okay.
What? Yes. Again, this is not an...
Okay, so this is actually true. So his point is a valid point. In Iran's a good example. They have morality police. They call them Gashte Irshad. Saudi has morality police too. And if officers think a woman's hijab is improper, they can stop and question her, issue fines, detain her, right? Do women get beaten? In fact, we know about, because we're ex-Muslim, we know about Mahsa Amini, right? In 2022, she was arrested by the morality police. She was severely beaten in custody and died in hospital. So there was like a big protest around the fact that this woman was not wearing hijab, and this is what happened to her, right? Uh-oh, doggy's barking. Yeah, so, I mean, we could use the example of Iran, we can use the example of Saudi, we can use the example of so many Muslim countries where women's rights are limited primarily because of Islamic values. Women get married off as kids because of Islamic values, because Muhammad married a child, and so they don't want to make that haram. There's so many examples, but he's onto something here, right? Like,
you know what, too, with the guy, the Iraqi guy,
Muhammad.
Muhammad, if Muhammad was talking to an average person on the street, whatever, they wouldn't be able to rebuke him or like anything like that. So Caleb is actually somebody that can challenge him, right? Yeah. So, usually what would happen is this, if he talks to somebody on the street, whatever, they're not going to know anything. And he's going to be like, see, I shut you down. See, you don't know. See, you're wrong. But
check your facts.
He can't do that. Yeah, he can't do that with him.
Yeah.
Anti-Muslim thing I'm talking about. But when you are going to come here, I'm sorry, this conversation is derailed out of the gate. Usually it derails a little further, and say it's the most feminist, that goes against everything that everyone can see with their eyes right now in all countries. In Saudi Arabia, they just got the right to drive a couple of years ago. A literal couple of years ago. You would be beat in Iran if you took the scarf off.
No, I mean...
What, you get beat in San Diego? Is that what you were about to say? I don't think that's the case. I don't think the American government has officers around beating you for not wearing certain things.
Not necessarily in that regard, but...
Not at all in that regard, actually.
I think what she's saying is the media had a certain portrayal. No. The media had a certain portrayal.
What was that portrayal?
And then she met me. What you're saying right now.
And she met me.
And then she met me.
Well, but what I am saying is true in those cultures, in the theocratic regimes.
Yeah, those cultures, but not Muslims. Here's the thing. I know you're
Muslims,
not.
No, she's saying that culture is the most feminist, but those states that are led from Islamic principles are the least feminist states in the entire world.
Well, it depends on what you say about Islamic principles as well.
They say they're theocratic.
They can say all they want. That doesn't mean they actually
are practicing
do it.
The principle.
Okay, well, are we going to do the whole thing that Christians do with shellfish and a bunch of shit like that?
No.
This is exactly what they're saying. No true Scotsman, like, as I said earlier, they're just making up as like a version of Islam that like nobody follows, basically, right?
Right.
We can choose what we like depending on our world values.
No,
because you guys are more Western.
No, but here's the thing. This is what I'm going to say. Okay, because I think what she's trying to say is this: when we
started, you guys in debt?
We're in so much debt.
Okay, then you're not following Islamic principles.
That's true.
Then what the fuck are you going to tell me?
What am I going to tell you? What?
You're not following it then?
We do our best. It's not about just being perfect.
There it is.
Well, it is. You do the best you can.
Well,
but
which is why you go further into debt. That's doing the best you can.
Yes.
I mean,
we're failing on that front.
I mean, I don't care that you reverted to Islam. I surround myself with people who have Islam. Like, we've had people that work here that are Muslim. I don't give a about that. I don't really care. As long as you don't shove, just like Christian, as long as you're not shoving it down someone's throat, I don't give a. But what you said about women, is dangerous because women are being oppressed and killed.
No,
and as someone that actually wants freedom,
I'm not
for
saying
women,
that those aren't
happening
real
across
things.
the entire Muslim
real
world.
issues.
It's not just Muslim world. It's happening throughout the entire world.
No, but that is by the Muslim-led countries where the religion is the state. Objectively. I mean, I'm sorry. Objectively. And Western values are a good thing. I know there's this big, crazy anti-West happening right now in our culture. It makes no sense. It's where women can be free and do what they want. That's not a bad thing. And you get to do that here as a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
That's not anti-Muslim. Again, I want to be very clear. So you converted for him?
No.
Oh, well, when did you convert?
3 years ago.
Okay. So it was before you met him?
No. It was 2 years ago.
So you didn't convert for him?
She's not telling us the whole story.
She said 3 years ago, and then she said, no, it was after I met you. Then he's like, no, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. I think if you want to convert to Islam and you truly believe in this and it means a lot to you and la-di-da, you're going to remember when you converted to Islam. It's not going to be up for debate. It's not going to be something you forgot about. So there is something here there's something suspicious about this conversion. From my perspective, there's something suspicious about this conversion and her motivations for this conversion and how she learned about Islam and how she's here right now with this guy. Something suspicious.
Yeah, she admitted it was after she met him, but it's not because of him though.
And the way she's wearing her hijab, and I mean, this is a whole other topic, but she is a bigger woman. Mm-hmm. And technically speaking, none of this is proper hijab. The shirt is not proper hijab. You can see the outline of her breasts. You can see the outline of her shoulders. The hijab itself is not covering all of her hair. So, yeah, I'm questioning a lot about this conversion. It's suspicious. If she truly learned about this and wanted to embrace this, then what's going on with this whole look?
Yeah, true.
No, not at all.
Of course not.
I chose this faith because I believe in the values of it.
Okay.
And
which are
that's good.
I mean, he introduced
the values, just like any religion and any religious person, the values you're picking and choosing for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. It would be
he's clearly pointed out, like the whole don't go into debt thing. I mean, he didn't call out the fact she's not wearing hijab properly, but like you said, so why did you convert if you're gonna not follow it, right?
And you know what else I love? I love how Muhammad is like, we're trying our best over here with not going into debt. And when you see the numbers, they run the numbers and they run. I don't think that's your best, sir.
No,
I don't think you're even trying.
No, it's funny.
Thing for Christians, trust me.
I mean, it'd be pointless to revert if it was for him.
Revert.
Oh, convert. Sorry. We believe that everyone is born Muslim, and the influences of the world make us not, and whatnot.
Another delusion.
But yeah, I converted to.
Caleb doesn't want to hear it.
I'm listening. This is a little silly, but
I don't think it's silly. Why my
it's like, you can't put that on me. You can't tell me I was born Muslim.
Well, it's not like
it's not like remember when I said I'm okay with everything until you shove it down someone's throat?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm.
The reason she said revert is this. Okay, so it's called the fitra, right? It's the idea that we're all born with the innate disposition of believing in God, a creator.
Okay, I don't give. Okay,
awesome.
Very good. I'm just trying not to get too off track immediately because we are 20 minutes in. Who knows how much of this has stayed in so far? But listen, okay, so you didn't convert for him, apparently, allegedly, maybe.
No.
But definitely it was when you guys met and before you got married. So you have a kid. So your parents are not Muslim, so they don't give a about your out of wedlock thing. But you do.
No, my mom did, definitely. She was Christian, so I mean, she loves my son, so.
Okay, well, I'm just saying she doesn't. My goodness. Okay, jeez, I just thought it would be controversial based on the garb. Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like.
So you're saying you're on here because of him? What is that? Are you sure you're allowed to speak out against your husband? Sorry. Continue.
I mean, technically not, but I mean, yes, we are here.
Not.
No,
Wait,
we're here.
I mean,
I genuinely think he's hiding things from me. I think he's not telling me everything about our debts, or at least what his debts are. And
well, I mean, that is if you guys believe in the Sharia law version. Are you Sharia?
Trigger warning 2.0. Before a performative YouTuber complains about Caleb being an Islamophobe, also sent them this video titled, "He Just Sucks," where he did the literal exact same thing to a Christian guy for being a hypocrite about his own religion, and this couple for being crazy about their religion. Cry harder, pussies.
Sharia just means the path, right? That's all it means.
Do you believe the actual specific law itself?
What?
The laws that it constitutes?
I think it's best if you don't take interest bearing things out. Yeah, of course I do.
He can have 3 more wives?
technically, yes.
And you're okay with that?
Hell no.
Well, then you are not following. I thought you reverted.
It's
It permits. It doesn't require you to marry up to 3, but it does permit. That is verse 4:3. That's what they call them.
You can have a marriage contract, and then she can say, "Hey, I will divorce you if you marry another wife."
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Of which, by the way, you saying,
yeah, that thing comes up. You know, he has all of the like the common Dawa responses ready,
right?
Including like, oh, she can just put in the contract. Why does she need to put it in the contract that she can like block you from doing this, and she can't actually block him because he can just divorce
make haram what Allah made halal,
well,
right?
Okay, so there's 2 different opinions. Yes, that's one opinion. You can't do it. You just can't do it. The other opinion, let's say he's right and you can put it, it doesn't still stop him because he could just divorce her. So all she's done is just kick herself out of the relationship, right? She's just said, well, I don't have God's support here because Islam allows men to do it. So she has no basically basis to deny him. And if he decides to get another wife, he can just leave her. Now, that doesn't mean men don't do these things anyways, like for example, divorce their wives or whatever. But at least with a religion that says that it's for life and it's 1-to-1, like Christianity, this would be wrong. Like this would be considered like something bad to do this, right? Whereas with Islam, he can shop around for wife number 2, 3, and 4. She can say, I don't like it and I don't want you to do this, and that's one of the conditions of my marriage, and say that's sort of agreed upon, even though some scholars would say it's not valid. All she gets out of that is a divorce.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't help her in any way, right? The religion's not supporting her in this way. It actually puts her at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and you know what? Not for nothing, I feel like the men from, stories I've heard and all of this, the men who are shopping for wife number 2, 3, whatever, they're the ones who are literally not even in a position to properly take care of wife number 1.
Yeah.
And they're the ones out shopping for wife number 2 and wife number 3. So
exactly. We're almost at the end here. Let's continue.
And it's all his fault. In 4:34, he is allowed to strike you as a disobedient wife.
I mean, me saying
you're okay with that?
That's not. I can go into this all day if you really want me to, but we would go down.
It doesn't mean beat. It means brush gently.
He's Arab too. He can read. He knows. He knows what all of this means.
Yeah. But I do think he believes in a whitewashed version of Islam, if that's the right word, like a sanitized Disneyland. It seems like it. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
Some people would say taqiyya. I don't think that's what's happening here. I really do truly believe this guy is as American as it gets in every other way. Like you saw, maybe they didn't get to that part. He's in the Navy. Like he has like comic book like obsessions. He spends money on statues. That's like really haram. Like not supposed to have statues in Islam in your house. He's like,
and a lot of Muslims are against joining the military too.
Oh
so,
yeah, exactly. He's like true American as far as I can see. So I don't think he's doing any taqiyya. I think he's just like deluded, right?
No,
like the beard is misleading. I think because it makes it look like
he probably just likes having a big beard. I don't even think he's doing that for religious reasons, to be honest. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's hard to know, right? Because when you see him, you'd get a certain image of him that he's like a fundamentalist. He does not seem fundamentalist at all. He seems very chill about the religion, like to be honest.
And let's be honest too, that his beard is a lot nicer than a lot of these imams we see and these regular Muslim guys. They have the most scraggly, awful beards ever. So I just think the beard is an aesthetic thing too. There's no taqiyya here. It's cognitive dissonance. It's the, whitewashed version of Islam. So.
It's funny. She accuses him of like almost being gay. Like she's like, oh, he wears shoes, $400 shoes, like $400, $500 shoes that only supposedly gay men wear, which we looked them up. They look like really nice shoes. They don't look like gay men shoes. They're not like sparkly or something. They're like normal, nice, classy shoes. This guy cares about how he looks. And she's like talking shit about him. But like, come on. Like,
this guy is what you would say back in the early 2000s. You would call him metrosexual. That was the word used back then for straight guys that took care of themselves and dressed nice and all of that. So yeah, those shoes just look like nice business dress shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Well, he is allowed to. He's not required to, but he is allowed to.
No, that's not how it works.
Okay, to you, but for most experts that have gone through it.
No.
Okay.
No.
By the way, in this conversation, this is very important as of Quran 2:282. A woman's testimony in financial matters is actually worth half of that of a man's. So you're actually only able to speak on half of what we're about to do. The rest he has to do. Because we're doing the Sharia version, so we have to be very literal. And we have to follow the rules, as I said, because we reverted and we care about the values. Because it's the most feminist thing ever. So you can actually only speak on half this. Your value is only half, unfortunately, when it comes to finances. And you had a son, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Are you guys going to have any daughters?
What's that?
Are you guys going to have any daughters?
I mean, hopefully.
Well, they can only get half the inheritance, actually, legally. Sons, they get 100%. Women, they actually can only get half.
I'm going to pause it for a second. I do think that this is actually hilarious. He knows this stuff. He's a financial guy. That's amazing. It's amazing he's calling them out for this. They can't say anything because that's what Sharia law is. They could say something. They could say, I don't want to follow that. Like, I don't agree with that. But they're not saying that because unfortunately they'll be crucified by the Muslims if they say that. And I guess in reality, most Muslims would not follow half of these things, but they won't say it out loud. They won't say it in public. The thing about daughters getting half of the inheritance, if you have a son and a daughter, it is half and half. Some Muslims might say, well, there's some cases where she'll get more than, some like obscure case where, for example, like she wouldn't get more than her brother, but she could get more than a male relative that could be like, say he has a dad. Like his dad might get like 1/16 or something, and then the daughter might get like 1/6 or something. So she would get more than the man. So there's cases like that too. But the most common case is you have a son and a daughter. You have 2 kids. The daughter gets half of the son. And on top of it, her testimonies is not, it's not as accepted for financial. Some scholars say for financial matters specifically. Some scholars just say her testimony in general. How does that make sense? Why does he have to be either one of them could be financially like better? You know what I'm saying? Like there's some cases in some couples, the man isn't as good at finances as a woman. So like the mom or the wife should handle the finances. It doesn't make sense to just say women are not good at this. That's not how life works. Like people have different strengths and weaknesses, and Islam is just black and white in very stupid ways, right? My lawyer is a woman, right? She was a woman. She's very, very smart. She's very good at what she does. There's no difference in her brain versus a male brain, like male lawyer, woman, like accountant. My accountant's male, but there's many women accountants that would be just as good, if not better, as my accountant. Yeah. Like, it's so stupid to look at the world this way, but what did Muhammad know? Like this is a religion of a moron, basically, and that invented it, right? Based on whatever superficial things were going through his head.
Just because you're a man doesn't by default make you a leader. That's not what makes somebody a leader. There's way more that goes into it than just being born a man.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Okay, we're almost at the end.
I really hope you never revert, because then he is actually required to kill you.
No. That's
yes, actually, that is
you're just reading stuff. You're just reading stuff, and you don't understand what you're reading.
Researched and through people that are not in the religion, but are actually studying from the outside without having the bias of being born and raised in it, and then have that disproportion because their faith. And just like anyone in Christian, who I do not rely on to actually speak about Christianity, because they are so full in it that they actually can't think critically about their religion. That same thing happens for people within Islam.
What?
I don't agree with one part of what he said, but I'm shocked at how much he knows about this and how he's bringing it up with them. And I'm just shocked that this is getting so much exposure. This is crazy. Like this is doing it. I'm so happy that people are hearing this. Of course, he's denying everything. He's saying there's no such apostasy law is a real thing. If you leave the religion, he's not like technically he's not supposed to kill her. Like that's not like that. But like the state would have to take matters in their hand and they would have to like execute her if she doesn't repent, if she's public about it, whatever, based on the conditions that are made, right? He's like, oh, you're just reading stuff online. And the part I don't agree with is he's saying that, I talk to people that are not born into it, that are not biased. That's not really a valid argument. That's called a genetic fallacy. And it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not Muslim. What matters is are the points you're saying are valid. You could be a Muslim guy that says correct things. Like you'll have some Muslims that'll come on the show and they'll say, yeah, Islam, I'm proud of it. Like Ali Dawah, we're proud of that. Like we're proud of that. We're proud of apostasy law. He's saying that. And then there's this guy that's like whitewashed Disneyland Islam, right? That like, oh no, Islam doesn't have these things in it. Muhammad was a peaceful man or whatever. That both of them are saying, one of them saying the right thing, one saying the wrong thing. It doesn't matter whether they're Muslim or not. So that's a mistake. But that's okay. He's saying because we all have biases, because you could just say, well, you're ex-Muslim, so you're biased too. Like, yeah.
I know, I was thinking biased. That, yeah.
Every single person's biased. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is the evidence for what they're saying. So that part disagree, but he's very brave to bring this up. And I really, if you watch us, way to go, challenging Islam, and sticking up for Western values and not allowing nonsense to be said on your show. Like, kudos to you for that.
I am curious though what his background is, Caleb, if he came from a religious family or left religion, because he seems to enjoy reading. I mean, he works with all kinds of people too. So actually, since he does financial audits, it does make sense to understand the Islamic perspective on finances, right? But I do think he is somebody who is interested in reading about this stuff and learning about it on his own outside of this. So, but I am curious, like, what brought him to be so interested in learning all of this, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if he came from some sort of background like that himself, and he's become, atheist or whatever.
Really an equal opportunity offender. He attacks like other religions too, as he said, or calls out hypocrisy, as he said. I don't know if he attacks the religion as well. But again, you can see that he's more like whatever you want to call it. Like he definitely cares about certain things, and I'm so grateful for that. Do you have any final words you want to add? Oh, by the way, we forgot to tell people, please subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching. We love all you guys, and thank you to our patrons for your continued support. We really love you guys as well. Any final words for the channel?
I think this marriage is doomed. I think that I hope that they do not have children together. I really don't, because they're just, this isn't a compatible marriage in any way. Yeah. And her husband, he looks good on the outside and everything and put together, but the rest of it is not. And I don't think he's a good leader. If you watch the whole video and get the nitty gritty of their finance, oh yeah, it's like horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And I just don't foresee a future together with these two people. It's a mismatch in so many ways. And I really wonder too, from like the outside looking in, somebody who is a convert, I wonder what his family thinks of her. Engaged 3 times, has a child. He's Arab. She's a convert. I just don't think his family probably really likes her that much either. Like she's not, and but she's, the way she talks about Islam, she talks about it from the perspective of somebody who was fed a certain narrative, and she really doesn't know anything. And I hope that from this interview with Caleb and sitting there, so a lot of the stuff she's probably hearing for the first time ever. She's not actively learning like that, right? So I hope she walked away from this interview with a lot of desire to dig deeper into what exactly she got herself into. So
yeah, well said. I hope Muhammad as well looks into the apostasy law, beating your wife, all of these things. I doubt they will. They didn't seem to really take any of his advice. It was kind of like just they're like kind of making fun, not really making fun, but like just taking it very lightly. What he was saying, he's like, "You guys are so screwed," but they're like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They kept saying it's fine. Oh, we're fine. We're fine. So I don't know why you're on the show if you're fine. But anyways, thanks everyone for watching. This is Mr. and Mrs. Friendly Ex-Muslim signing
out. Bye, guys.